Here it is. Here it is.
Hey, good evening, America. We're
Here it is.
back. hmm
Yeah. Here it is.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's our birthday. Uh, Psycho Alchemy's birthday this month.
Oh, is it
2 years. Yeah. We started.
2 years? The hell?
Yeah. Well,
Ain't
we
no
started
2 years.
in 2021. Yeah, we started in 2021.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Time be
2 years
flying.
old.
I
We've
thought we
been
just
here
started this yesterday.
2 years is yesterday now because time flies. The time is hauling ass.
No, that's just the conscious. Our consciousness is accelerating, so it is the construct of time is accelerating too because of our consciousness.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Guess it's all related to what's going on inside of us. What's happening on the outside is a reflection of what's happening on the inside.
Right.
Yeah. Well, let me go into the mantra.
Yeah.
All right. Through the power, force, might, and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of the almighty flow, the great nothingness of infinite beingness of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light, from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into realization, actualization, and form as we are now willing committed to be. Now, being and becoming an active force of higher consciousness and an active force of infinite intelligence within us all now. Being and becoming the great primordial dragon god sun Kundalini flames. Now, working and ascending up our spine from our root chakra to our central heart chakra on up to our royal crown chakra, igniting our royal crown chakra, illuminating our first eye, our Lord Amunel Chakra, our hidden priestly grandmaster Magi Dragon God Son King and Queen, igniting all of the 72 chakras in our first eye, our 72 primordial dragon god son kings and queens in all of our legions of 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 armies 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 of armies. Now, willing all of the forces, all of the elements, all of the powers, all of the essences, dark matter and dark energy within the absolute all, into being and becoming all of our will servants, serving all of our wills, objectives, intentions, and desires, crystallizing them all into physical realization, actualization, and form as we are now willing commanded to be. Now, being and becoming an active force of unstoppable, primordial, Typhonian, dragon god sun energy within us all. Now, being and becoming a force bringing on a new mighty planetary galactic shift, completely shattering this reality matrix, cracking this reality matrix, cracking it wide open, cracking open the skies, opening up super portals controlled by our primordial godson energies within us, being and becoming realized into this physical third density reality matrix, now increasing the vibratory rate here within each divine spark, reaching critical mass, going super mental consciousness, along with the spiritual energy of Mother Earth, all together vibrating higher and higher and higher, together, mother and child, together, opening up a supermassive black hole, folding out of this reality matrix in the third density, creating a new space and dimension that's never been before, a new reality and dimensions. Through the power, force, might, and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow. The great nothingness of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light, from which comes the absolute all that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into realization, actualization, and form as we are now willing commanded to be. Yad abracadabra ashe.
Crystal change up.
Mm-hmm. And next, the libations. Okay. Crown Chakra Day libations. Ain, the nothingness, Ashe. Ain Soft, the infinite, Ashe. Ain Soft, or the infinite light, Ashe. Adam Catman, Atik Yaman, the ancient of ancient, the most ancient of days. Arik Yampin, the big face, the primordial Christ, Ashe. Atzilut, emanations, the supernal holy universe manifesting as our holy divine infinite magical names, Ashe. The great abyss of Gnosis, the crown of Zerampin, the small face, the indwelling Christ, the black hole kingdom, Da, the chaos spear, Ashe. Berea, form, creation, and paradise, manifesting in us as our holy divine dark archangels and demons, Ashe. Yetzirah, formation, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical orders of dark angels and demons, Ashe. Ashia, the actual physical world in the making, manifesting as our holy divine infinite magical earthly kingdom, Ashe. Yeshida, the holy divine infinite magical spark, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical will, Ashe. Heya,
Right.
our holy divine infinite magical life force, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical desire, Ashe. Neshama, our holy divine infinite magical heavenly soul, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical heavenly thoughts, Ashe. Ruach, our holy divine infinite magical soul, manifesting in us as our holy divine infinite magical words spoken through us, Ashe. Nephish, a holy divine infinite magical earthly soul, manifesting into realization, actualization, and form as we are now willing commanded to be, Ashe. Kether, the supernal crown, Ashe. Wisdom, the supernal father, Ashe. Bana, understanding and intelligence, the supernal mother, Ashe. Dath, the great abyss of gnosis, Ashe. Hesed, mercy, Ashe. Gavura, judgment, Ashe. Tiferet, beauty, Ashe. Netzik, victory, Ashe. Had, glory, Ashe. Yesod, foundation, Ashe. Malkut, the kingdom, Ashe. The power, force, might, and will of the great nothingness of the almighty powers of the great nothingness of almighty flow. The primordial cosmic flower, constantly blooming the absolute all into being. Ashe. You, you can go now.
Isis Ashe, Empress Ashe, Cyrus Ashe,
Ashe.
Destiny Ashe,
Ashe.
what are the chaos beings Ashe,
Ashe.
the beyond gods Ashe,
Ashe.
all the gods and goddesses known and unknown Ashe.
Ashe.
Yeah, man.
uh, have you ever checked out angelic alphabets?
No.
Can you do screen sharing? Can you share the screen?
Let's see. It's gonna mess it up. It's gonna mess it up though. So I don't know.
That's
It's gonna probably mess it up. If you like I told you before, if you need something, you gotta tell me ahead of time.
yeah.
If you want
Okay.
to show something, you gotta tell me ahead of time.
Well,
Let's see. Cause it's gonna probably start messing up because
hmm
oh,
type in Enochian alphabet. The It's Enoch
where's it at?
IA.
On YouTube?
Hmm?
On YouTube?
You can do it on Google.
How you spell it?
Enochian uh,
E
C
O C
H CHIAN.
IAN.
Mm-hmm.
Enochian language.
Alphabet. Oh, they got the language too.
Alphabet is the basis of a language.
Yes.
If they got an alphabet, they got a language.
Yeah,
Okay,
this alphabet.
what
I
are we
use
looking
well. These you can use these symbols because it represents melanin to do spells.
for? Oh yeah.
Yeah, and summon spirits.
Are these somewhat like a seals?
Um, possibly. Each one of them has a meaning and a particular power. In fact, the Hebrew alphabet is damn near an angelic alphabet.
Right.
Yeah, there's other angelic alphabets. The Hebrew alphabet, each character, I believe, represents a particular star cluster in the Milky Way.
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to put that out there. I mean, like, they're using spells against us. We can use spells. We can use the same shit and cast spells against them. Or if
Right.
you can use this, you can use this energy to manifest things in your whatever the hell you need in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Arms too short to box with God, man. I don't
Hmm?
worry. I don't worry. They arms too short to box with God.
Well, yeah, that's because God got a lot of weapons.
So I'm not worried about their attack against us. It's null and void, bro. It don't even matter in the energy that we in right now, too.
Hmm
So there's no need to counter any of their spells anymore. That shit is over. the, the main way to counter it is to do your own due
Do your
diligence.
own.
Do your own
Yeah.
due diligence. Etymology, epistemology. Once you
Yeah.
understand etymology and epistemology, you can no longer be under the spell. The only way people are under the spell is because they don't understand epistemology and etymology. So they're
Okay.
going to continue to be under the spell,
Mhm.
right? So the counter is to get knowledge, okay?
Yes. Yes. And in organizing that knowledge, because just knowledge in itself is only potential power. Organized knowledge becomes power
Right,
when it's directed towards a definite purpose and definite end.
right. Unapplied knowledge is useless, basically, because you got to apply it.
Yes, you have to
You
apply.
got everybody around here with knowledge, but they're using it. They're not applying it. They're just using it to stroke their own egos.
Yeah, you got a lot of people with abundance of knowledge, but
They,
they
they
don't
they
do.
don't know how to apply it though. They don't know what to do with all this knowledge.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And you can get someone that just only get a just get a little taste of it, but have the ability to should you get things, put things in order and use it and direct it towards a definite purpose and a definite end and get things done.
Well, a lot of people are not genuine in their own purpose in life. They're not genuine because they don't really do no inner work. They're so fixated on the outer world of illusion
Mm-hmm.
that they can't even pay attention to what's going on inside of them, and that's the
No.
problem. Like
Yeah.
with this so-called solar lunar eclipse, right? Because the moon was supposedly covering the sun today.
Yeah. Well, it didn't. If you was in that particular area, if you were in Salem, there's this one part in Texas, Salem, Texas. Um, both the 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 they're going to cross. It's going to be like an X. Okay, if you were there today, you saw the entire eclipse. Now, next year, if you're there next year in April, when the next eclipse comes, you're going to see that one there too.
So Salem is just Salam.
Yes.
So what they was killing off the Sufi mystics that were practicing um, esoteric Sufi mysticism in the area, and they called them witches.
Mm-hmm.
And with the whole, this was not a lunar solar eclipse. Well, it may have been, but we have to put another orientation from the ancient world so we can get a perfect, a better understanding of what actually happened today. The sun is not a physical object. The moon is not a physical object, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you actually seen today, because this is a perfect question, and I'll give credit to brother Bro Sanchez for bringing this question up. Is why haven't we never seen, or why haven't they ever taken pictures of the moon on its way to the sun to cover it up, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that phenomenon for where, so you could, if you can track it from, okay, it's here now, or it's here now, or it's over the sun now. They don't got no footage of it, of tracking it. They got footage of right when it get to the actual covering up part.
Mm-hmm. When it
So you
eclipsed.
don't have nothing showing the actual process of it getting to each other to where they can cross each other, right?
Okay.
So is that actually the moon? Is that actually the sun that we're looking at? Right? I
Mm-hmm.
think those are two portals that opened up. That was a portal that opened
Yeah.
up. And
Yeah.
the sun is a portal from which light, the light from that world that is
Mm-hmm.
open. It's an open portal, basically. The light from that world is shining on this world to give us sustenance.
Yeah.
That's a hole in the actual multi-dimensional.
And the fabric of time and space
Yes, and the moon is actually one too.
as a whole. Mm.
Yes.
And it's
Every
reflecting another
star, every
dimension.
star, every star, as a matter of fact, you see, is
Mm.
actually what did they say it is? A star gate, meaning it's a portal,
Mm-hmm.
not a physical object.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can literally go through these things and go to a whole nother world.
And just like uh, the gaseous planets like Jupiter and Saturn.
Well, there's been footage shown of these planets close up too, and they don't look like physical objects either.
No.
They look like some type of mist that's put there in order for it to be, to me, that it, because if you look at it, a lot of them look like water, a lot of it look like a mist that just fixated right there. And if you ask me, these are like ways of going through. It's like a filter from one world to another. It's a filter from one world to another. And those old film that you're seeing, whether it look like a flowing water, or that's like a filter between that world and this world.
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
and I've been saying is like people, the whole flat Earth cosmology, it gives evidence to this too. How they saying like there's dome. This is just a plane of existence, basically. It's an infinite plane, mind you, right?
Yeah.
It's an infinite plane. This is why they got land. They're saying that there's land beyond Antarctica.
Yep.
Right? So there's an infinite plane that exists here, and we are trapped in a dome, right? We not the divine sparks or not, but most of humanity is trapped inside of a dome.
Well, I think we're all sort of, well, physically we're trapped in the dome, but mentally and spiritually, no, I don't think we're trapped. Shit, when we go to sleep at night, when we dream, I believe we're somewhere else. We're in the astral realm.
That's well, they can't because space and time, right? It exists simultaneously in one point. This is where you get wormhole technology. This is why wormhole technology is possible, because all space and time exist in one point. All you have to do is access that point in time and space, right?
Well, yeah, that point exists. It's right here in our forehead. The
It
black
is
dot.
that exactly.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you can access every multi-dimensional aspect of the universe through that black dot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is how wormhole technology is possible. Because what you're doing, your black dot basically folds space and time. It folds it. It folds it in half, and it makes it where there's a shorter distance between it, because everything is based on perception. Everything is based on perception, bro. Right? We think there's distant galaxies far. No, no, this is all being projected from within.
Those galaxies that we see are ourselves.
Right, aspects of who we are. It's our energy. Because
Yeah.
we tend to not to narrow down who we are based on human ideas of the world and shit, which are flawed as fuck.
There's
We are
billions.
way more than we've credited ourselves to be. We're just humans. No, humanity is just a flaw in who we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but as the divine spark, we're more than humanity.
And when we look at it, like, because I used to always look at what is the singularity, that like a hive mind, and the singularity is not a hive mind.
Okay.
No, singularity is aspects of self that are multivariant. It's like a multidimensional, because you got, you know how it's set up in the multidimensional frame or cosmic uh, structure. Is like you got a alternate aspect of yourself in an alternate world, and all of these alternate aspects of yourself are you, but it's just a different aspect of who you are based on that vibratory state you're in at that particular time.
Yeah. In fact, the alternate form, my alternate selves would not look like this.
I mean, it may have similarities. You will recognize it like, oh yeah, what the fuck? You may have a square shape aspect of you, but it'll look like you, but it'll be square face. It'll be square. You know what I'm saying? You may have an energy version of you, right? It is an energy version, but it looks just like you, but it's an energy version of you. It's the same shit over and over again. You may have a whole planet of small people. There's a version of you amongst those small people.
Well, you may have a planet that might be a version of me.
Yeah, that's possible too. That's possible
Yeah.
too. Because we
Or
exist in every aspect of existence. We
yeah.
exist in every and it talks about that how we went through every sphere of existence through the animal kingdom, plant kingdom, the extraterrestrial clean
Mineral
kingdom,
kingdom,
and
the
if
angelic
you
kingdom.
look at that, if you look at that show called Ben 10. I love
Yeah.
watching cartoons like that, bro, because that's where they tell you the realest shit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Ben
Mm-hmm.
10 and the Omnitrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
All it does is tap into the user's DNA to open up the latent DNA that because you have every species of animal, alien animal, whatever, in every multidimensional part, you have it in your DNA already.
Yep.
You got access to shit.
Yeah. All we are is
Able
just
to
a piece of
access shit.
technology.
Huh?
We're a sophisticated piece of technology.
Oh, no doubt. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying like they giving you some ideas of what the technology of DNA can actually do.
Yeah.
Right.
DNA
So
is
that
a
whole that
technology.
whole show is telling you about how you can access parts of your DNA that has all these dimensional beings DNA, and then you can actually turn into one of them.
Yeah, that's because we have more than just two strands of DNA.
Right. And the potentiality of strands growing or there being extra strands is always because our DNA is limited to the particular morphic field we in right now. So
Yeah.
if we was in a whole other different environment, it will change our DNA. We will probably have so many strands of DNA that because in those strands of DNA there are multi strands inside of those strands.
Yeah, I say 33 strands because I was listening and I harmonized with this. Bobby Hemmett was talking about the tree of life, and he was saying each one of those spears, those 10 spears, well, actually 11, represented other different strands of DNA that we used to have access to.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, and then okay, and so if that's the case, then to climb all the way to the top of the tree to go to Ain Soft Door, you got to go through, I think, 5 trees.
Right.
Yeah, and
Which is
so
just giving more evidence to these parallel worlds that exist simultaneously right here.
yeah, and so the spears on those other trees are strands of DNA in a higher version of us. Well, those strands of DNA, they haven't really been unraveled. They're there. We just have to access it and tap into it.
That show called Her Dark Material is Dark Material.
Hmm.
You ever heard of that show?
And you was telling me about that.
Man, you need to go watch that shit, man. They talking about you, bro. If you ain't watch, this is what I'm trying to tell people. Whenever I mention some shit,
Yeah,
oh, watch that shit because they're
go
talking
watch
about
that shit.
you.
Yeah,
They literally they said his dark material is their dark. Who the fuck they're talking about?
me, us.
The fuck
The nation of melanation.
they literally making shows telling you. They're literally making shows. That name of the show was His Dark Material, That Dark Material, something like that. Go watch, go type that in, Dark Material, and that shit go pop up. That shit crazy, bro. How they just giving us all this information right now, and it's just going right over our heads. It's crazy. His Dark Material is what I think it is.
Yeah, I got it.
His Dark Material. And the whole show is wow, damn, they going so far deep in this. Go watch the whole series, man. Listen, go watch the whole series. I swear to God, you will not be disappointed. You will not.
Oh yeah, that's the one where the demons were inside of him.
Watch it, man.
Yeah, I saw
it. They got the whole melanin breakdown too in that shit.
Okay.
Oh my God, go watch that shit, bro. Go watch it. Because they went in on that motherfucker. I mean, and only people who gonna know what they're talking about is people like us who study the symbology or symbology.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Esoteric, the occult.
Mm-hmm.
They know who the fuck. That's why they put it out, because they know people are not studying. They know that they've made people demonize all that knowledge, and because everybody all that knowledge to most people is like, oh, that's the devil.
That's the devil. Yeah.
That's the devil.
Yeah, and they don't know everything that they say that's the devil. That's the shit they supposed to be running to, and everything they say, oh, that's of God. That's the shit they need to be running away from.
I think it's a balance.
Balance.
It's a balance. Well, everything they talking about is the control grid for sure. But at the end of the day, everything, the whole the X factor of the universe is Ma'at, bro.
Yeah, the scale of balance, Libra.
So that's why I say order out of chaos, chaos out of order. That you can't take them apart from each other, because once you do, I mean, you can, but you're not
then you're incomplete.
Your development in the totality of your development yet.
You're
it's
incomplete.
about your development. It's not how you can. Like, most of us are so petty that we're just worried about picking a side, and we so worried about. And that's a human thing. Y'all, you got to transcend beyond humanity. Ego is human.
Yeah, really. Picking a side, that's irrelevant. In the grand scheme, that's irrelevant.
Once you transcend your humanity, bro, it's like, wow. You be like, I can't relate to humanity no more. I can't even relate to humanity no more. I swear I can't relate to humanity. I can't. They're alien to me now.
Yeah.
I'll be like, look at these fools.
And
it's crazy because I know what it is, because it's opened up the latent DNA, right? Which the first aspect of that's why they call it junk DNA, right?
Yeah, but it's higher DNA.
Right. They call it junk DNA because they know it. They don't even have this extra strand of DNA. They don't have it.
Yeah, so it's junk.
So it's junk. It's junk.
But they know this junk, when it comes online, that's the end of their ass.
Right.
They better pray this shit never comes back online down here in the third density.
The spirit. That's going to be another one of my books too. The truth about junk DNA.
Yeah. What the junk?
I'm already writing. Reality is colorable law. Physical third dimensional reality is colorable law.
Third dimensional reality is the color of the law.
It's colorable law.
The colorable law.
colorable. Colorable law just means a figment of law, meaning
Oh.
it's a figment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fictitious. So example of this is a fictitious entity.
It's a
That's
derivative.
colorable law.
Okay, so it's just a derivative of something.
It's a construct. It's something made up inside of for example, the concept of an entity, right? An
Mm-hmm.
entity doesn't exist. It's omnipresent. It doesn't exist here. It doesn't exist there. It doesn't exist. It just exists in the psychic, in the mind, and it becomes a spiritual implication. It has spiritual implications, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But it don't exist in the physical. It's called and it's also called intangible.
But it can be given a physical. It can be given a form in the
It
physical.
can it can affect the physical realm. It affects the physical realm because
Yeah.
it's like because you can because if once people understand how this whole the nature of reality actually works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you understand the process that everything is a byproduct of the unseen world.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
when you understand that, you work from that perspective, not from what you see in your physical what you see every
Yeah.
day. You don't work from the
Yeah.
perspective of, oh, I see this and then I'm gonna operate and operate. No, you don't operate like that.
No, because the what you see with these two eyes is a lie.
It's a very much a lie.
Yeah.
What you see with your first eye is the truth.
Yes.
So yeah, uh, I wanna I wanna stop at like 9:15. So I'll stop at 9:15. So
9:15.
get ready for the next show. So yeah, but I was saying to stop at 9 because you know what I'm saying. That's why we need to be on time.
Well, for some reason, they're not allowing you and I to text one another.
Hey, man, I wouldn't put it past it, but I ain't into that conspiracy theory shit.
Well,
But
for some reason, our phones don't. They don't text
bro,
each other.
at the end of the day, this technology is not what it's cracked up to be, and that's the thing. We
They
thinking this shit is just flawless, and this shit is really at the end of the day, it's meant to break down for a couple months, so you have to go get the new version. So
Oh yeah.
I'm
It,
right now about due for a new one right now. My shit is about what 2, 3. People do not keep their phones as long as I be keeping my phone.
yes, I do.
This phone right here, this phone got to be at least 5 years old now, like damn near
Oh,
5 years old.
oh, then you
Probably like yeah, all close to it, close to fucking 5 years old. Why? Because I
damn.
never wanted to upgrade this shit. I don't upgrade. I don't do the upgrade shit.
Yeah. Now I've upgraded a few phones, but I always keep my old phones so that way if something happened to the new one, I know a place where I can go and I can take the chip out of my old one, put it in the new one, and they can activate that one.
Right. This phone right here is tricky too because I think it's the company that manufacture these phones is connected to the government or something because
Oh.
this phone is tricky. Why? Because at first I can cut this phone off.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't. You know what I mean? I can't. I can cut it off, but it comes right. It just restarts.
It'll restart.
It just restarts. I used to be able to literally cut it off,
Yeah,
right?
shut it.
Where
Yeah.
it's off, right? And I
Uh-huh.
can't do that no more. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then the technology is acting all funny style, and I'm saying it's connected to the update. They always talking about updated and all this shit. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying every time I did an update, my whole everything is changed on my shit, and I'm like, this shit is different from when I. So I'm just used to what I already set my shit as. Because when they do an update, it's like it changed settings and shit on the shit, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
motherfucker, that's why I don't
Shit.
ever upgrade my shit. I don't ever update it, upgrade none of that shit on none
Yeah.
of my computers or nothing either. And this shit works perfectly fine though. So they be wanting to. I think they be trying to get you to. It's like how a vampire can't come in unless you invite it in.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing with the technology, bro.
Trying to get you to invite it in. Huh?
Yeah. Because once you invite it in, it's in there.
It's in. You getting bit in the neck.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So you enjoying World War III?
Well, this shit has been war for me for all my life. So,
well, shit, it was World War. It's been World War us for 400 and some years.
Exactly, man. We the most endangered motherfuckers out here right now. So that don't mean shit to us.
Yeah,
I mean, we the endangered. Everybody's against us, man. Let's be real. Even our own women. Our own women is against us. Our own women are against us. I'm gonna just be real with you. You feel me? That's crazy too. That's crazy. Now I'm talking about the majority, not all. The majority, right?
Yeah, the majority.
They won't say, "Oh, our women ain't against." Oh, the majority are though. I mean, I'm gonna do a survey on this shit too, because I don't want to be the only one. Do you feel like the sisters appreciate us and respect us?
No.
Hell no. I'm talking about this is unanimous. I've asked a couple of brothers. It's unanimous. It's unanimous.
They don't read.
They might say the same thing about us, right? They may say the same thing about us, right? But there's the tricky demographics associated with their when they be saying, right? What happens is they're under the impression that all men, because you know how women think men have access to sexual access just willy-nilly like they do.
Oh, yeah, they come again on that.
No, hell no. We don't get it as much as we don't have access to it as much. Y'all are the access, motherfucker. So
do you ever see men holes on Figueroa?
Exactly. That's so exactly. Feel me?
And if you did, you think that?
Yes, my thing is women are totally detached from that reality because they think men are out here fucking and no, hell no. It's hard for men. 80% of men are virgins or without children, and jacking off. Why do you think the porn industry is so big? Because men are out here getting sex willy-nilly? No. Men are not getting sex always. Now, women, they always get sex. But they try to make it seem like, oh, we're dogs. But I learned now, the sisterhood has certain talking points that are in their benefit. They know it's not true. They got to always mention it, right?
Yeah.
Like when you try to hold a woman accountable, right? They can't hold it for 1 minute before they start saying, but what about the man, right?
And there are certain men out there that are getting it. I mean, there are certain guys that these women out here, they just drop their panties for. Whether he got something.
I was gonna get to that. Let me get to that. That's the 20%. That's the 20% of all the dudes that they getting all the pussy because they the pretty boys that are bad boys. That's not gonna commit to the. So why whenever you hear a lot of women always have a complaint about that dude.
Yep.
You notice that? All women have a complaint about that 20% dude because that's only 20% of the community.
Yep.
Man, like I said, 80% of men is not having sex. Okay.
Yep.
So only 20% of men fucking all these women. So All these women got complaints about men, but they attribute it to the man that they don't even want. Oh, these niggas is broke.
they only work.
These niggas broke. Listen, you hear a woman say, these niggas is broke. You don't want a broke man, so why are you worried about him? Oh, these niggas ain't got nothing. These niggas are ugly and you don't want him. Why is your complaint always centered on dudes that you don't even want?
They don't know what they want.
No,
they don't know what they want.
They really don't. That's why they need guidance. At the end of the day, women are perpetual children. I'm gonna just be real.
Mm-hmm.
Women are perpetual children, and I'm
when
just being honest.
Yeah.
And you would think when a lot of them get older, they start refining themselves and start having some good sense. But a lot of them nowadays, that's getting further and further back. When they get 60 and not even then, they still delusional as hell. Right? Because at 40,
60, they try to look like they 30. They try to dress like they 30.
Well, at 40, most of these women, look, at 40, most of these women think like a 20-year-old. And I'm like, girl, you are 40 years old.
Explain.
Huh? You said what?
Explain how they think that way. When you say a lot of girls, women 40 think like 20. Give me an example.
A lot of women who are 40 years old think like a 20-year-old. Like it's like they're socially because of certain social privileges that they have in society. For example, they just got an upraise because they just lost Roe versus Wade. You know that, right?
Mm-mm.
Are you familiar with Roe versus Wade? Huh?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, the Supreme Court took it out. Basically, Roe versus Wade was a woman's right to abortion, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a woman's right to abortion, right? And women are outraged about. A lot of women are outraged, and they spin it. You see, let me tell you something, man. Women are master manipulators. This is one of their superpowers. They're master manipulators to the point where they play stupid purposely sometimes. Like they'll play stupid and have a whole point to playing stupid, because what they do is most women like, okay, what was I talking about before then when I say they play stupid?
They're master manipulators.
They are master manipulators because they play stupid. I was trying to make a point, huh?
And they're pissed off about Roe versus
Roe versus Wade, right? Now, even women who are not promiscuous are mad. Why? Because in women's mind, this is what the whole system. They may not be hoes or promiscuous, but they want to reserve the right to be one.
Okay.
Let's be real, because they all are advocates for these talking points, these feminine talking points. If you ask the average woman, see, and especially with sisters, they will deny animately, I'm not a feminist. Well, every talking point you have is feminist. You just don't recognize that's feminism. You've been programmed by, and you are regurgitating those talking points, and you don't even recognize it.
Yeah.
So that whole I don't need no man independent, that's feminism. Who are you talking about? You feel me? And y'all the only ones. Y'all the only ones that went, because these. What happened was that was a systematic divide and conquer plot to destabilize our community even more, right? Because we are at the lowest bottom of the totem pole. Why? Because we are divided. The women and the men in our community do not get along. Period. at all.
Mm-mm.
So right there, if with that divide, we can never achieve any possible unity, or I mean something, anything what as it pertains to us as a group. It's going to be, that's like the most important. I don't think it's not going to happen. I think it's just not one of the most impossible things ever. And we're the guys who can make impossible things happen. But
Yeah, well, yeah, the spell can be broken.
yeah, it's being broken. It is constantly being broken because a lot of people are basically going with that logic, right? They're going with that logic, and over time, they're figuring out this shit don't make no sense. I've been living my life with this logic all these times, and I haven't really yielded no real results. It just makes me feel
better. Yeah, but you're cheating yourself.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, I tell my children all the time, man. Those who have it easy do the hard things. Those who have it hard do the easy things. Period. So you gotta have a sense of accomplishment in your life. I don't see most of these people out here. They've been entitled. They've been enabled, right? To where you mention certain things to them, and it's like, damn, all I ask you to do is have a little bit of discipline or manage your time a little bit, and you got a problem with it. You know? And they're working against themselves because they think their best interest is to that illusion of inclusion, right? What that illusion of inclusion does to our people is we let down our guards.
Well, I feel sorry for them because with this next economic event happens, oh man, it's going to completely take that away.
Listen, they said this.
Oh,
they say in the winter, the next winter we enter into, man, is going to be the coldest winter we ever experienced, and it's not. And I'm not talking about weather.
Oh shit!
This shit gonna be cold, boy. I swear.
You talking about another climate, human climate?
Man, this shit ain't no joke right now. I'm laughing right now because this is a celebration for me. I'm going to be gloating. I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna gloat because I've been telling people for over 20 years, man. I've been telling people for over 20 years, and I'll be like, I told your ass, right? Didn't I tell your ass? And I'm gonna be laughing at their ass like, yeah, I told your monkey ass 20 years ago we should have organized. But no, y'all want to fake and funk, okay. But the thing about it is we're gonna be dependent as a people, period. We're gonna be dependent on
other. We're gonna be at the soup lines. Gonna be at the fucking soup lines, or
we're going to be dependent on another group of people, bro. Period. Because we refuse to unify with each other. We refuse to. You know what I'm saying? Take it from somebody who's been promoting unity for over 20 years, man. I'm talking about not just constantly, man. I'm talking about actually promoting it where I initiate shit and people just squander and then like go right back to regularly scheduled program already in progress. I'm like, wow. The lack of fortitude, the lack of integrity, bro, is vast. No principles, bro. Most of our people have no principles at all. They have no sense of self accomplishment and what's the other concept I'm looking for? They have self reliance. They have no sense of self reliance. They have no sense of that. We are totally dependent. We are totally at the whims of another group. If they fall, we fall. Period.
Yeah, and that's not a good position to be in.
This is what look, and when I say that, right? All these niggas gonna say is, I swear to God, I'm telling you, I'm from 20 years of experience. Not me. I got something going on. Okay, so you by yourself, okay, you got 20 people by yourself, right? And y'all got y'all shit going on, right? After the apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
What's gonna stop 100 motherfuckers from coming and taking your shit?
Nothing.
So what the
Absolutely.
fuck is the logic behind these idiots who are hyper individualists? They refuse. It's like for years I'm telling you, this is what I'm getting from people. They refuse to get with their as a mass on a mass. They don't want to do that. For some reason, we hate ourselves that much. We hate ourselves that much, bro.
Ooh, and this shit's getting ready to fail, completely fall.
It's just like how that shit that all these sisters talking about. Oh, I'm an independent woman. I can do it on my own. That shit is backfiring right now. That shit is fucking backfiring. You getting more women homeless now. And they're so stubborn and proud of it. They'd rather go homeless than admit, nah, I need my man now. They would rather go homeless than admit that I need a man. Yep. That a household need 2 income to survive this economy, dumbasses.
Yeah.
See, most women think that just because a man want to fuck them, that's a flex. That's a flex for them. They be well, I can get a man. Yeah, you can get a man to want to fuck you and go in that mouth.
Yeah, but anytime. Is he gonna be there for you? Is he gonna
protect your ass? Is he gonna protect your ass? Is he gonna provide for your ass though? That's a flex.
Shit. Well, can he protect his own self?
Why? Because these niggas is all raised soft. They was all raised soft by what? A woman.
Yeah, they did something to us to separate the man from the woman. Took the man out of the house and put him on the streets. Gave him drugs.
No. Now let me get on the man now, because at the end of the day, there isn't really no manhood amongst our community, man. If it was, we would have took off on these motherfuckers a long time ago. They have committed acts of war against us as a nation multiple times, and we've done nothing. But we will go the smallest petty shit, go shoot another brother. And listen, let me show you the whole bullshit behind it, because we think we're man because I can go shoot a nigga. I go shoot another nigga. I go shoot another. I shoot that nigga. And that makes you a man, because these niggas actually think they're mans because they can go shoot another brother, right?
And then I go do my time standing.
They don't give a fuck about none of that. They just care. They just think it makes them look like a man from this minuscule ass idea of manhood that we have, man. Because we are not going. The same nigga who will shoot a brother with no freaking problem, I'll be like, man, let's go to war with this goddamn system. Oh, nigga, what you talking about, nigga?
What's wrong with you, nigga? What's talking that crazy shit for? Talking that crazy shit.
And I can understand why the women don't respect us, though. So don't get it wrong why I'm not just getting on the women. I think we all fucked up right now.
We all
need to get our fucking act together and realize we need each other. And if we don't, we're doomed. That's my main mantra right now. Y'all motherfuckers are doomed. You're doomed.
We're dooming each other.
Hey, listen, man. It is what it is, bro. I feel like it's like this next level shit where we don't mind being victims of slaughter or somebody else. Then okay, because that shit is like porn now. How much people back and forth over and over watch us getting shot. Because that's like a thrill to people to see that shit. Watch the gods look vulnerable and shit. Last word then, bro.
Well, Shit, man, it's the last quarter, the fourth quarter. So this is where everything we've learned for the year, where it all comes to play. This is the time where we turn it out. Well, I have to speak for myself. And that's pretty much it for me. I mean, I'm on, I'm on a mission, man. I don't have too much to say right now. It's about doing
I mean,
and getting the results. It's about doing and getting the results. I talk the talk. I'm walking the walk. And I advise everyone else out there, have your plan together and do what you got to do, and let's unite. Each one, build themselves up, and then we can unite with strength and survive through this, make it through this apocalypse. That's this catechism, because it's here. I mean, we can let these white people kill up themselves, because that's what's going to happen. They're going to go to war and kill the fuck out of each other.
See, that's the problem.
We don't have
these Negroes are so muscle ass. They just like on Django, Samuel's part.
Mm-hmm.
On Django.
Yes.
Samuel part on Django. That's 85% of these Negroes out here. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Yeah.
That 85% of these niggas, 85% of these niggas is the character on Django that Samuel played. I'm trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that nigga on that nag? That's all these niggas care about. They care about is because we always talk about. That's why I can't stand these so-called black talking about white people and white supremacy. Man, y'all won't ever hear that white supremacy shit as much as we fucking bring each other down. I don't want to hear that shit.
Really?
I don't give a fuck. They answered, who made you do that? Nigga, who gonna make? So you saying they got that much control over us? So you're willing to say that? Wow. Y'all have an inferiority complex, man. Y'all have a real inferiority complex.
You know what? It's time for a lot of these niggas are gonna die off. A lot of them are getting ready to die.
They are.
And
they already did with me.
Yeah, mentally and spiritually. Well, they can ready now. The bodies, the physical part is getting ready to catch up. Niggas, a lot of niggas gonna be dying off. And
they need to die.
Yeah, and that's gonna set the stage for people like us.
Well, genuine
the ones
people,
that are left over.
We need a lot more, because a lot of us are disingenuous, fraudulent people. We need more real, genuine people who actually see the bigger picture and willing to work cohesively to solve our collective issues as a people. Because you can't even address your individual self unless we address the collective interest of the whole. We can't even do individualism. We don't have the luxury to do individualism. We don't have the luxury to do it. So if everybody want to keep on doing their hyper individualism, this is why we're gonna keep falling. We don't have the luxury to do individualism. I'm gonna just be real with you. That's my last word. I'm out of here.
Okay. See you next week.